Planet Coaster 2 has just unveiled a brand new update and a brand new DLC coming later this month, and oh my god, it looks like the best update we've had yet. Not only because there's some really good features in there that are life-saving when playing the game, and not only because of the mass amount of theming and the cool looking animatronics they've added, but mainly, for myself and a lot of people, some of the coasters they have added in the DLC. We've been waiting for this before the launch of the game, and I genuinely can't wait to talk about this. Because today, thanks to Frontier, I am going to take you through absolutely everything that is coming in this update, and all the amazing things we have to look forward to. So be sure to watch till the end so you don't miss anything, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Planet Coaster 2 content, much like this. Because I'm currently building my own studios park in the game. And some of these coasters are going to be so useful in that park. One coaster I literally planned to make, and now they're adding it to the game, which is fantastic. But let's begin at the start of this entire update, because once again there's two parts to this, a free part and a DLC. Obviously it's a shame when any game puts stuff behind a paywall, but honestly I think this is going to be so worth it. But the free side, the one that doesn't cost any wonga, and everyone will get if they just choose to update the game, are a lot of life-saving features, especially if you love theming and building buildings, because the first one is a 3-axis grid rotation for all of the actual grid-based buildings. Of course, if you're unaware, you used to place down a wall or a roof piece and you couldn't really move it like a diagonal, or like, it was only set in stone where you put it and you couldn't slant it or anything, but now you can with this free update, and I didn't know I needed that, but now I do. There's also some new pathing tools which we love to see, with the option to now have paths conform to the terrain. Well, that's some big words for me. And also the ability to make squared off queue lines, which I know a lot of people have wanted. I think I even wanted it and I didn't even know. I never thought square queue lines could make me so happy. You also have some different pathing color tools, which is quite nice, just upping that creativity even more. And we even have a radial moving platform, one of the animatronic pieces, you know, the other ones that sort of go like side by side or even like pop out of the ground. We have one that now sort of rotates things on an axis, just sort of swirling around a little bit, which again might not seem like much. It's a very good addition. Challenge mode is now a thing if you want to challenge yourselves. It'll be on your main menu and you click on it, you go into create park and you just have a flat plane of land to do whatever you want as long as it's within the challenges on the left. Or if you don't build what's in those challenges, what's the point in doing challenge mode? But that is all very, very cool. And right at the end of their little highlight trailer of those updates, they showed this clip here, and as you can see in the background, yeah, I had so many comments after this came out going, did you see what was in the background? As cool as all the theming did look, when I first saw that, that is straight where I looked. Seeing that coaster train roll back, and this is where we get into the Sorcery Pack, a brand new DLC, and potentially I would go as far to say this might be the best DLC that Planet Coaster have ever released. Because sure, in the first game you had the Studio Pack, which was really cool, added some theming, the Spooky Pack, that was amazing, but this DLC itself seems to have so much theming, and obviously some coaster types that people have been waiting for ages. So let's get right into the Sorcery Pack. First of all, there is a ton of new scenery, like I've said about 3 times, and all of these pieces seem so amazing. You can obviously scale them up, scale them down, and now rotate them even if they're on the grid. But what's quite cool compared to the Spooky Pack in the original game is not only does this have the sort of castle like gothic looking structures and building pieces, or the keep pieces as they've been calling them, but there's also a lot of pieces based on a sort of spooky village side of things, as you can mostly see in this footage here, and they're sort of building this up and you can see this really nice house, and then yeah, in the background just these massive towers. That's more of the keep section, and they've shown it in some of this, but you can just tell how well those two themes actually collide. And using them both in one building is actually a really good idea because it brings out the most in it. I love it so much. There's some brand new animatronics in the game and they seem to have loads of different variations. And there's also a brand new entertainer or mascot called Vespa. No, not the little wasp bikes. A wizard looking person who has a staff and also a book and sort of performs for people walking around. And the only bit of footage we have of that right now is when it just zooms in onto his face and zooms right past him. But as much as that's very exciting, I know a lot of you are here to watch this video and for this DLC because of one thing and one thing only: the rides. And I can't lie, when I had my first look at all of this stuff, I was just jaw on the floor. But there are some really cool rides in here, starting with a flat ride actually called Gale Force. Now this is a sort of booster style model. I actually don't know the full term, the technical term, sorry. Quite a low capacity ride, that one, but it's huge and it makes a statement, and it looks heavily unthemed, which means you can do whatever you want to it. And as nice as that ride is, I think the next 4 are going to be way more useful to a lot of people, and some of these are genuinely insane. Starting with the Vector Child Coaster, a version of the Vekoma Junior Coaster. Vector Child Vekoma Junior. And once again, this thing has very unthemed trains, meaning you can do whatever you want to it, and it just seems to be a Vekoma family coaster. I think this is a great little junior coaster to add to the game, because to be fair, the only real junior coaster we have in the game, the kids coaster, is the Dragon one, and that has very much Sierra manufactured track. So to see one based off the Vekoma kind, and actually we see a lot of these in Europe especially, I think they have like 5 at Energylandia alone. It is great to see this coaster become a reality. Now this next ride I was not expecting in this DLC at all. If someone somehow predicted this was coming, give me the lottery numbers for next week. But they have gone and added a flying theatre model. What? Obviously, the actual ride system itself, a lot of flying theatres have more of a complicated sort of loading process, where each gondola itself will either push forwards and go out to the screen, or either twist round, meaning you'd have to have stairs to each level, and as much as that would be cool to see that amount of realism in this, we still have a bloody flying theatre. Why does it matter? But yeah, apparently there's a few different preset screen sort of footage you can use, and on PC you can replace that entire screen with your own footage. Oh, it's gonna be so good. That was one of the ones that I did not expect, and it really got me excited. As did 2 brand new launch coasters, one of which being a family coaster of a bike and sidecar ride. Obviously based off of Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, the longest name for a roller coaster ever, and they look like they have done such a good job with that train. And out of all the coasters, this was the first one we properly saw, and I was like, oh, that's quite a cool ride, you know, it's got launches and you can change the track type. And then it cut to the part where it goes through a fast switch track and goes up a spike backwards and ends up going the other way. They have added fast switch tracks and swing launches. I can't believe it. This is one of those things that people have been waiting for ever since the game was first announced. And seeing the multi-dimension drop tracks and switch tracks, everyone thought, oh, that might be a thing. It might be swing launch time. It wasn't yet, but now in the Sorcery Pack DLC, you can build a fast switch track and a spike stalling out and going back the other way. Clearly they have based this off of Hagrid, so could there be the drop track option in there as well? Oh, there is. Just to let you know, I can't wait to use that in my park. I'm so happy. And I was even happier when I found out what that top hat and the rollback section in that first teaser was, because it is the Intamin Blitz swing launch model. Frontier, thank you. Often game companies don't really listen to the fans and they just sort of go with what they want to do. But you could tell even after the release, when they started releasing the free updates, that Frontier do really care, and they're clearly listening to us, because this is a thing now. As you can see, the Intamin style Altamax style train, and this is going to be called the Raid Coaster, I assume, because Blitz and Raid, quite similar words. But right here, the coaster does actually go up the top hat and stall out and roll back towards the switch track again, launches back into a reverse spike, much like Tutatis and Pantheon, stalls out and then goes back through the switch track again, straight over into the launch and over the top hat. And as much as these types of coasters do mainly like to swing launch 3 times, where they go forwards, back, forwards, you can actually make it go through that switch track as many times as you want, which is great. And yeah, it's got that new Intamin style track as well, so we've got the new generation Intamin. Whether you want to build something like Tutatis or Pantheon, or even just something like Velocicoaster with no swing launch or anything, just the LSM launches, you now can with this new coaster type. I'm genuinely still in disbelief that we are getting not only this coaster, but all of the other ones I've listed, all of that scenery as well. I can't wait for this update. Although they have to release it when I'm in Florida. What do you guys think to this brand new update? What do you think to the new DLC? Sounds insane. Definitely my favorite DLC they have ever released in both Planet Coaster 1 and 2. And I cannot wait to see it in-game and actually use it and play with it, because the possibility with those rides is going to be endless. Once again, a massive thank you to Frontier for letting me have a first look at this update to bring this video to you guys. And hopefully if there's any DLC or updates in the future, I'll be able to do the same. So yes, subscribe so you don't miss it. Bye!